Alright, so we've done our top 10 receivers and our top 10 quarterbacks. Let's do the top 10 cornerbacks now. Yeah, I'm trying to get one of these top 10 ratings out once a week. I'm going to do every position except for offensive line, kicker, punter. I don't have the knowledge to do offensive line, nor do I have the knowledge to do kicker or punter. Okay, but before I get into number 10, if there's a guy who's gotten overshadowed more just simply because of his draft class, it's Patrick Surtain, and that's my number 10 corner. He had a phenomenal rookie season, and he just gets overshadowed by the fact he was drafted in the same class as Micah Parsons. But I don't think that should take away from the fact that he was a big part of Denver's defense. He was their best corner by far, and he's going to be a threat for this Denver team next year that is going to look completely different from what we saw last year. Give me Patrick Surtain at number 10. At number 9, I got Pro Bowl corner Kenny Moore of the Indianapolis Colts. He's a nickel corner, but I think he's a really good nickel corner. He's the big part on this Indianapolis defense that has been really good for the past 3 years, if only they can find a quarterback. It's been a really good defense for the past 3 years, and Kenny Moore has been a big part of it. There's a reason he got selected to the Pro Bowl, and I know the Pro Bowl's not like the best and most accurate thing. I still say that he is by far a top 10 corner, and yeah, give me Kenny Moore at number 9. At number 8 is cornerback for the Ravens, Marlon Humphreys. I am a full believer that if this guy didn't get hurt, the Ravens would have been a playoff team. Well, if half their team didn't get hurt, they would have been one of the better teams. It's going to be interesting to see how the Ravens come back, how he comes back. And before the season started, I had him as a top 5 corner. He's going to stay at 8 for now because of injuries. He had some struggles last season, but yeah, this guy's a big physical corner. He's kind of like a linebacker and a corner mix. But yeah, I'm going to take Marlon Humphreys at number 8. At number 7, I have, why is he still a free agent, Stefan Gilmore? Stefan Gilmore needs to go on a team. He is still a good corner. He's old, yes, but I think whatever team gets him, the 49ers, whatever team gets him, they're going to get a steal out of him. And that is going to be, we're going to see it. I think Carolina just wasn't the best place for him. He had no offense to lean back on, constantly make him go on the field, and he didn't really get to shine. This is your former defensive player of the year. A corner doesn't do that very often. Yeah, give me Stefan Gilmore at 7, but he is going to be a steal for whichever team signs him. I still think it should be the Niners. At number 6, I have Tre'Davious White. No, I'm not going to say probably, do win that playoff game against the Chiefs if they have Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White suffered an ACL injury around week 13, 12 maybe, against that Thanksgiving game against the Saints. It was a really bad injury. Hope he recovers from it and is able to come back to full strength, even though he's a divisional rival. Yeah. Tre'Davious White is a really good corner. He's a zone corner, which I think is a little easier to play the man corner, which is why I don't have him in the top 5. But I could see the case from being a top 5 corner. So yeah, give me Stefan Gilmore. We just talked about him. Tre'Davious White at number 6. At number 5, I got Xavier Howard, cornerback of the Dolphins. Yeah, I mean, am I not supposed to put him in the top 5? He had what people would call a down year, but he didn't. He allowed less yards, a lower passer rating, lower completion percentage, and still made plays. He had a total of 6 turnovers, including two forced fumbles, which he recovered, by the way, which doesn't really happen much that a player forces fumbles. He took one of them to the house in the Ravens game. And he still had 4 interceptions. He is still Xavier Howard that is still there. Quarterbacks just learned not to throw it his way. So yes, Xavier Howard at number 5. At number 4 is, why did the Patriots let him go away? J.C. Jackson, newest corner of the Chargers, and this was by far one of the best offseason moves. that was made. Corners. Chargers needed corners. They needed secondary help to help Derwin James. Get him his college teammate, who's just also happens to be a top 5 corner in the league. He has the most He has the most interceptions the last 2 years. Which, yes. Trayvon Diggs is not here, but J.C. Jackson is a lockdown corner. Trayvon Diggs gets interceptions but gets burnt every other play. Okay, that's the difference. J.C. Jackson is not only Mr. Interception, he's also a lockdown corner. And I don't know why the Patriots let him walk. You let Gilmore trade, barely get anything for an all-pro former defensive player of the year corner, thinking, and when that trade happened, I'm like, oh, J.C. Jackson, that's your guy right there. No, you just let him walk in free agency when you have the cap space to pay him. Yeah, I don't understand what the Patriots front office is doing this offseason, but this had to have been the worst thing that they've done this offseason. Give me J.C. Jackson at 4. At number 3, we got breakout corner A.J. Tyrell. A.J. Tyrell is one of the most underrated, underappreciated corners, so I'm going to give him appreciation. Sure, he doesn't make those turnover plays, but you know what else he does? Only 24 yards allowed in coverage. That's insane. 24 yards for an entire season allowed in coverage. A.J. Tyrell is a lockdown corner. When I look at this Falcons team, right, I see nothing. I see Marcus Mariota, a not great quarterback, Cordell Patterson, a good running back, and Kyle Pitts, one of the best tight ends in the league. That's it. But then you look at the defensive side, and it's even worse. But A.J. Tyrell is that bright spot of that defense. You'd think a guy with absolutely no help would allow more yards, but no. This guy deserves way more respect to his name. A.J. Tyrell, number 3. And number 2 is Jair Alexander. I came into the season, I wasn't making a YouTube video, but I came into the season saying he will come out as the best corner in the league. But then he got injured. I still think he's a great corner, though. He is definitely a lockdown corner. He's young, and next season, he's expecting a big pay. And I think he will get that big pay. He'll probably be the highest paid corner by next season, and he deserves it. He's young, talented, great. He's a great lockdown corner. Packers gave up all this, had to free up cap space. You gotta pay Jair Alexander. Give me Jair Alexander at number 2. And at number 1, do I even have to explain? It's all pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, Jaylen Ramsey. The Super Bowl champion, I mean, he's a corner. Doesn't really help your resume. But all-pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple-time All-Pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler. He has been out of his mind ever since he's entered the league. His worst season has been his rookie season, where he was the best rookie corner in his draft class. He's only gotten better throughout the year. And he did have that little slump in the playoffs where he got burnt a decent amount. But I'm not going to let that change my mind. He is a lockdown corner. He's a big reason. Can I even call him a corner? He's a star. That's literally what his position's called. He plays all over the field. Linebacker, safety, corner. And that's why you see more turnovers out of him. He's able to play all over the field instead of just locking up one receiver. It's much harder for quarterbacks to determine who not to throw to. Jaylen Ramsey is a game changer. He can take out half of the field for you. So yeah, those are my top 10 corners. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Like